Hi, it's Mara. So I just finished making my protein video, which I'm going to put up, and I thought, well, have to give you a weekly update. So if you remember from last time, or if you're new, I was having some problems, had been to the urgent care because my surgeon sent me over to get an EKG, which was fine, and blood work, which was basically fine except for having a higher white blood cell count. Went to my general physician, and she ran some blood work, and as of Saturday, most of the blood work had come back, and what had come back is fine, and not everything had come back. So I don't have a bacterial infection, so that's really good. And the reason I was concerned about that was because I've read some medical journals saying that if you have H. pylori bacteria in your stomach and you get a sleeve surgery, somehow the two together make you have really bad acid reflux, gastritis, and so I was concerned that maybe I had the H. pylori. They actually had tested for that before my surgery, so probably I don't have it, because I only had that test like for 3 or 4 months before my actual surgery, so probably not. But I'm still having some pains and in my right below like my rib cage, and so I'm going to be getting a CT scan this week. Probably it's best case scenario is just me healing. It's just my muscles restitching or regrowing or whatever the muscles do. And as my husband always likes to remind me, I have weird reactions to medical things, including shooting pains where most people don't get them, and I have weird reactions to medicine. I'm just a medical anomaly like that. In fact, I've probably been written up in a couple of medical journals. I did have a couple of doctors request that they would be able to I would allow them to write up my case in medical journals because I had reactions to things that they'd never even heard of before. So, yay me. Okay, so other than not feeling 100%, and these are shooting pains, are just like at night, and I feel sore a lot. So hopefully the CT scan will come back with nothing, and I would rather I'd rather find out if it's nothing rather than be concerned about having something and just hope for the best. That's just the kind of person I am. Maybe a little bit hypochondriac. Not really sure, but when you've only had surgery 4 weeks ago, maybe being a slightly hypochondriac is not such a bad thing. So lost more weight. As this morning, I think it was 234. I've lost definitely some sizes in my clothes, and I need to do my measurements and find out, because I measured, I think right before my surgery, like the day before my surgery, to find out how many inches I've lost. But I don't have a full body picture to show you or anything. But I was wearing a size 24 shorts when I went into the hospital, and as of yesterday I tried on some size 20 shorts, and I was like, hey, cool, these fit. And they're shorts that my husband had bought me because I really liked them, and so he bought me 20, 22, 24, 26 like 5 years ago, and I had never been able to wear the 20s, so I put the 20s on. They were great, and then I realized later they were actually sliding down and I needed a belt. So yeah, that seems to be going pretty fast. So yeah, things are going pretty well. I go to see my surgeon in the beginning of December, hopefully. I don't have an appointment yet because he doesn't have his surgeons don't have their schedules out for the scheduler. Other than that, I'm supposed to go see my nutritionist in about 4 weeks, I think, which once again I may or may not do, just because of the distance issue, and I may try to find somebody local that will perform the same functions. So to me, the funny thing is, so when you go to this doctors and they say, well, do you have a goal? I mean, my doctor anyway, he said, do you have a goal weight? And I said, well, my goal is the only weight that I have been to when I consider myself thin as an adult, and that was 18 or 19, was 180 pounds. And he looked at me, he looked at my paperwork, and he goes, I think you could probably do 180 pounds. And I've done some online calculators, and they're like 140, 160, so I make it smaller than 180. So I've read that it's better to have a goal range, not have like, I want to be at 180 and that's it. And if I'm at 181, I'm terrible. And if I'm, at 179, then I've lost too much weight. Okay, so my goal range is a 20-pound range. So my goal range is 160 to 180. I don't necessarily want to be too much thinner than that. At 180, I was a size 14 and this was in the 80s. So probably that 14 now is, I don't know, like a 10 maybe. I don't know. What do I know about small clothes? So, but I still had curves. I was hot. I mean, I was 18, so, that was kind of a given. But, yeah, 180 seems doable. It seems like I could go to any store and buy clothes. I could probably get in any size vehicle, or at something at a theme park, or whatever. Not feel like when I go to a restaurant that's too close together that I have to go, excuse me, while my stomach and my butt hit you in the face or the back of your head. Sorry. They shouldn't have stuck the big girl way back in the corner. Oh well. So those are the fun things that big people have to deal with sometimes. Eating's going well. Still not eating a lot, obviously. 3 ounces, I think, is the most that I can eat, and I feel a little bit nauseated after that, so it's probably more than I'm supposed to be eating. I eat 3 times a day, and then I try to get my liquids the rest of the time. On the plus side, very exciting news, and I almost forgot. I am now off all my prescription medicines that I was taking for maintenance stuff. So before I started the surgery, I'd actually lost enough weight. I had lost 30 pounds before surgery that I had gotten off of my metformin, which I needed for my polycystic ovarian syndrome. I was insulin resistant as opposed to having diabetes. But now, in addition to that, I am off of both of my high blood pressure medicines, which is pretty amazing. Because before I had the surgery, my doctor had wanted me to put me on a 3rd high blood pressure medicine because my blood pressure was still creeping in. The upper number could be in the 200s, and the lower number was actually not that far from 200, or 100 and 100, anyway, over 100. So now I'm off of all that, and the only medication I'm taking, prescription medication that I'm taking, is just something that I have hurt my back in the past a couple of times, and so I have pretty bad back pain, and at night it would keep me awake, so I take a muscle relaxer at night. And I don't have to take it probably, but it helps me sleep, and I definitely notice it when I don't take it. So yeah, I'm going to have a lot of prescriptions for migraines and nausea and various things like that. And now I'm taking the Prilosec, but that's only for a month, so in about 3 weeks now left on that. Hopefully I won't have to take it past that, though I know a lot of sleeve patients do actually have to take Prilosec or some other anti-gastritis, anti-heartburn medicine, for the rest of their lives. And a lot of people actually go and have a second surgery, I know, to change the sleeve into a bypass. I don't really know how that works, and that's just something I've read about. So yeah, feeling pretty good, getting smaller, pretty much having more energy, except for the pain thing. And a lot of that, if it's muscle, that would make sense because I have been doing a lot more around the house, post-surgery. So anyway, just wanted to say hi. If you have any questions or anything, comments, suggestions, that would be great if you want to leave those, and I look forward to hearing from you. So I hope everyone's well, and I will talk to you later. Bye.